Welcome to Twisted Monday. So, it's March. We're playing as Minion all March long. This is the first game in which Minion was playable via means besides a Game Shark. Intentionally playable. So, it so happens that when you press L1 up, down, left, this appears. Minion. Yeah, we're starting a little later than usual because I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, went right to work, and I literally just got home from work. So has to begin Twisted Monday. But I wouldn't miss it for the world. It's a big month. So March will be the 1-year anniversary of Twisted Monday. I've been doing weekly playthroughs all year long, and it will be the 52nd, like the second to last Monday of this month, I think. Like it'll be 1 year between the second and last Monday this month. So that's a big deal. God. A more bittersweet one. On March 10th, 4 days from today, that will be the 10-year anniversary of my YouTube channel. Good God. My first ever publicly viewable video. I have other videos that I have listed as private because they are terrible. But my oldest publicly viewable video is 10 years old as of March 10th. Mario Day, indeed. We'll think of the positive. And yeah, I've got a few thousand subs. This could be worse. Anyway. So yeah, it's also 1 year since I started streaming. My first ever stream was like March 25th of last year or something. A lot of anniversaries here in March, including a very, very big one. And to celebrate, here's a very, very big vehicle. Minion. His unlock code is nowhere to be found in the game. It's literally just a cheat. So we cheated, and here he is. He's on a mission to find the man who took our life. We're in this together. And we're gonna bring down Calypso. We got ridiculously high stats. It's Minion. Nothing can stop Minion. The one drawback to Minion: no passwords. We do have to do the entire game on 3 lives. We lose those 3 lives, the run is over. That would certainly make it last a little longer. Because if that doesn't happen, this will be an abnormally short playthrough. I've the feeling that it will not happen. But I do gotta set some things up here. There we go. And Minion is so big, he takes up so much of the screen. I like to set it to the second most zoomed out view. The furthest zoomed out view is ridiculous. Can't see anything. So, this is about right for Minion. Other than that, they've got Minion Special. Frequently regenerating. And it is devastating, so yeah. Should not last very long. The homing on it is amazing. There's half a Thumper's health. He's still got some fight left in him. He's dead. Oh, Axel grabbed the health refill. Because why not? Or maybe it was roadkill. Someone grabbed it. I was saving it. Thought I might be hungry later. I was so hungry after work and I knew I wouldn't have time to make anything that I stopped at Subway. Because it's one of the few places that has vegetarian options readily available. They're becoming more readily available. Yeah, I appreciate a good Subway. Almost an oxymoron. It's one of the worst fast food places you can go to. But it's fine. No one putting up much of a fight. As we expect, we do want some ammo because we're going to Moscow next. Can't just use our special to kill everybody. We also can bump into them to kill them. I appreciate most fast food places. I'm like overly enthusiastic about everything because I do very little. So if I'm going out to even a fast food place, it's like a fancy special outing for me. I'm a person with like 3,000 subs after a decade, so can't go all out all that often. I have one enemy left. Twister could combo me to my demise. That would be incredibly embarrassing. I'm gonna hold on to a lightning because I got a hot tip from something of a Twisted Metal 2 expert over on YouTube. There are a lot of those. Because this game was very, very popular for a very, very long time. I am super late to the party. Can't ram Twister, not unless I freeze her first. This level layout is so annoying. There we go. This first level, super easy, but just enemies behave very strangely. They love to hide in little concave areas. Makes it so hard to get to them. So I am going to hold on to that lightning strike. It's useless in the next level. Yeah, the machine gun, I don't know what's supposed to be happening. Like, is Minion firing a machine gun backwards towards the camera? Or is that some kind of graphical glitch? I don't know. Like, here's what it looks like. It looks sort of like there's bullets flying backwards. I'm certainly not going to attempt to use that for any sort of weapon. If it even can be used in that way. I'm not even trying to fight the enemies. Kinda do want to get grabbed by Slam. That would be very funny to see this ridiculously huge car get shaken around. But Slam is helpless. There's Grasshopper. Exploded in midair. Kind of beautiful in a way. Might be thumbnail worthy. I also like to use my energy bar for additional Minion specials that are essentially free, because I have no other real use for my energy meter. Shields are fine. I don't really need to freeze anybody because my special does that. I want for nothing. I'm the most powerful vehicle. Axel is theoretically a problem. He can juggle you. And then there's not much you can do about it. Hammerhead. Hammerhead is not a problem. We do have another level with curved edges, which the AI can use to be annoying. Okay, that got rid of Axel. And there, everyone's dead. Now, moving on to Paris. I should be using save states for safety. I do have 2 extra lives to lose. The later part of the game, there are some tricks that can happen. Could cause me to lose a life or 2. Probably not all 3. But you never know. I have the worst luck in the world, so we'll play it safe. Now, the reason I'm saving a lightning. We've talked a lot about how the AI in this game invented back freezes, firing freezes in reverse. That was a back napalm, but that means, yeah, there's a rear freeze. Now you can only do that by doing the entire the entire rear shot combo, left to right down. If you are holding a weapon you can actually fire, it will use that rear shot input to fire that weapon. But you cannot fire lightning in this level. Looks like we are back in action. OBS hates me. Well, I hadn't actually killed anybody yet. Let's use the save state. Start fresh. Eat fresh. Twisted Metal Subway. I'm having the worst luck with OBS right now. Like, in recent months. There's an OBS update, and I think it was not advantageous to download that update, as it has crashed much more frequently since then. Ah, well. Well, we've already got our kill, so I am ahead of where I left off. Let's dominate this level as rapidly as possible. We need to make up for lost time. Surely, this needs to be as much a speed run as it is just casual playthrough. So let's wrap this thing up immediately. There's still plenty more of this game to go. Grasshopper spamming rear freezes just to demonstrate how the AI cheats. Doing it way more often than I can. It is interesting that you can do it as the player. Oh, we got a bot too. All the hits coming out for today's stream. They heard it was a special occasion. Big start. Minion March. And my 10-year anniversary. So we had to make it. An absolute train wreck. What better way to celebrate? 10 years. With my train wreck of a YouTube channel. You are blocked there, bot. I don't even need to, like, pause the game. Grasshopper, dead, somehow. Mr. Grimm, if I find him, I can just run him over. Or not. One way or another, I didn't even need to touch him. And he is gone. Now, for Minion's hometown. Amazonia. I know of one person who has been following my channel for the entire 10 years. They commented back on the LP that actually, like, is still viewable from 10 years ago. And I still see them leave comments very, very infrequently, but every so often. So they're probably still subscribed for a full decade. Probably the only one. But my oldest videos are all the way back from 2009. They are terrible. Should probably just delete them. But I did put a lot of work into them in 2009, so whatever. So long as no one ever watches them. It's all good. So this level is another one where it's a bit hard to pin your targets down to get the most out of your special. In some ways, it balances the Minion boss fight. A level with a lot of straightaways, it would be very hard to do anything about Minion besides shield and discharge at him. I hope to get to him before he gets to you. Ooh. I almost got the homing missiles that are on top of this partial pyramid. I've never gotten them. I've always known they were there. Never actually made the jump. Out of actual specials, but I've always got that button input combo. So as long as I have the energy, I can buy another special in a pinch. I imagine Minion actually would make a pretty good speed run. It's just playing through it is almost pointless. When I did it for the Let's Play years ago, though, I did actually die in, what was it? Suicide Slide, the Moscow level. It's not totally free, but I'm way, way, way better at the game than I was when I did the Let's Play. Alright, now we need to fight Minion. It's the big mid-boss of the game. No, we don't. I am Minion. There is no mirror match in this run. People talking about what LPs they started watching my channel for. I'm interested in doing more non-Twisted Metal stuff. So I have a day of the week dedicated to Twisted Metal. It's hard to make non-Twisted Metal stuff stick. I've got a good gimmick going. Probably owe a good 1,000 of my subscribers to Twisted Metal videos. But 1/7 of a week is probably enough for car combat. I always like variety. Switching things up. Keeping it interesting. I have many varied interests. I'm doing the Warriors. It's like a pseudo manhunt sort of game, so sort of counts. Out of curiosity, does anyone think it would be car combat to play Grand Theft Auto in such a way where you like never leave the car and you just go on a rampage as like a self-imposed challenge? Just cause as much vehicular mayhem as possible. You wouldn't be able to fire weapons besides drive-bys. Or if you were in a motorcycle, you could fire your machine gun forwards. Yeah, you wouldn't be able to do missions. You won't be able to do much of anything, but when my friends would play Grand Theft Auto back in the early 2000s, we would just input all the cheats that made the civilians heavily armed and incredibly violent, and then we would just try to drive as far as possible without getting wasted by a random civilian, as they'd be like lining the streets with rocket launchers and flamethrowers. Incredibly hazardous. Always do something like that and call it car combat, but at that point it's not even combat, that's survival. Like, you can kill the civilians. Sometimes it increases your odds of survival, but it is not the goal. I've gotten pretty loose with my definition of what counts as car combat, though, for the sake of cranking out content. So maybe might be a fun, ridiculous thing to do. Someone fell off a building, it seemed like, but maybe it was also a civilian. Nope, someone fell off the building. Axel fell off the building. Saves me the trouble. And I can find Hammerhead. I win. He's been ready to die for a long time. Actually, both of them. Mike and Stu. Two-person team of being ready to die. Let's see. Off I go. I saw a Hammerhead do the exact same move, and I tried to do it myself, and it didn't go great. So that's our first death, and I didn't lay down a save state before this level. Not that I would use it at this point, because we have one enemy left with barely any health. Literally all I need to do is get myself in the same place as wherever Hammerhead is, and I win. And it's taking forever to do that. Where the hell is he? Or again, they. Two guys. There we go. Nope. That is not them. Finally. I need to refill all my weapons. Yeah, we can give Hammerhead points for that kill. I mean, I was trying to imitate Hammerhead. They pulled off a leap off the rooftops, landed safely. I could not do the same. We were playing horse, and I got an H. Even with as huge as our hitbox is, we still can't pick up... Where is it? This thing. Just drives right through it. It's so awkwardly placed. You can't physically touch it. How are you still alive? There. Uh-oh. Risk of an infinite freeze combo on a falling platform. We had Roadkill and Mr. Slam teaming up with different infinite freeze combos. Thankfully, they changed their mind. It seems like Minion has so much health that they actually get bored with their infinite freeze combos and give up before your health runs out. Every other vehicle is lethal when they just start spamming free shots. Minion can withstand until they give up. I wonder what in their coding causes them to give up. Because the AI in Twisted Metal 2 is very, very simple. And it has tricks that are very unfair, but if you can avoid those tricks, you can pretty much win every time. As much as I played this game, I still can't avoid the tricks especially well. A lot of them do involve, like, constant awareness of every single location that an enemy could be on the minimap. Keeping the rearview mirror open at all times is smart. But monitoring the rearview mirror is extremely difficult. I sure don't do it. Not sure who froze me. They will pay. Who else needs to pay? We got Spectre, Thumper, and Mr. Grimm. Feel kind of sorry for them. Because they all cannot withstand much of a beating. Do kind of want to have some weapons. Because we're going to Holland next. And just the sheer volume of enemies. So we're going to want to have a little more than our special available to us. Oh, this was a bad idea. It was a very bad idea. All right. Down to my last life. And that was a kill by Thumper. Nice work, Thumper. And to think I wanted more weapons. Now I have less weapons. We'll take a short jaunt over to the detached island. Grab what I can. Highly doubt I will use the remote bomb, but better to have it and not need it. Now we can't die. See? We can just drive around on the ice. I think I did set down a save state before Antarctica. but I beat the level. Surely I won't regret having only one life for the remainder of the run. I mean, honestly, I did a practice playthrough. I had to combine that into one word. And I faced no issues whatsoever. Beat the entire run without a single death. So this is more interesting to watch, at least. There's a little bit of drama. Things can go wrong. And honky-tonk music. Everyone's second favorite after mid-tempo bongos. Was that one of the windmills going down? Getting out of the windmill is actually, like, surgical when you're as big as Minion. You have to be very precise. You're staying in that windmill forever. Certainly long enough for the enemies to take it down. Something I avoid. Okay. Drop a remote bomb for no reason. Knew it would go to waste. It's Chekhov's remote bomb. If Chekhov were a terrible writer. Just wrote a story where he set something up and then just happened for no particular reason, no impact on anything. Just perfunctory rule following. Which is an increasingly common way to implement Chekhov's gun. Up there goes all of our lovely windmills. The grain will not be threshed this year. Bad news for the village. Neutral news for Minion. Because nothing stops Minion. Remote bomb. See how Shadow likes it. Since his special is coded as a remote bomb. And there's a weird coding error that causes them to do maximum damage if they are on any sort of slanted surface. Spectre is desperate to die. He's constantly highlighting his continued existence. There we go. That's what you wanted. Certainly what Spectre deserved. Outlaw 2. The Outlaws are always strong vehicles, good starting choices. Canonical winners. Supposedly, like, fan theory is that Outlaw won the first and second Twisted Metal contests, so as to have that story continue onto Twisted Metal 3, and ultimately head on. But agonizingly boring vehicle. Terrible flavor. I'm never happy to be playing as Outlaw. Yeah, personally, I don't subscribe to the Outlaw's the canonical winner theory. As far as I'm concerned, they all canonically won. Even though it is contradictory, the games being direct sequels to one another is also contradictory, so I accept all contradictions as canon. there's no one over there. No one within range of my homing, sadly. One down. Unfortunately, this level is gargantuan. I don't know what would happen if I were to go hang out in the subway. Probably eat fresh. I mean, it's the only reason I haven't passed out on stream yet, so that's probably good. Celebrate by probably getting hit by a train. Let's see. I don't see any trains down here. There's one. I don't think I've ever blown up one of the trains on video. I've done arguably several Twisted Metal videos. I believe my 69th playthrough was the Hammerhead head-on playthrough. Fairly recently. That's a milestone I probably should have celebrated. But I realized it retroactively. A lot of milestones going on lately. I mean, milestones are basically arbitrary, so you can celebrate whatever the hell you want. No one's gonna stop you. At least they shouldn't. Hey. I'm not supposed to get health refills. Those are mine. It is, as noted, my final life. I lose one more life. I have to do the entire run again. It seems like OBS isn't going to crash again, so maybe I should just reset the whole run. I feel like I got this. Pretty much all the health refills have been claimed. But half a health bar is plenty. There is still one in the subway, and the full health is lying around in case of emergency. But I should probably get rid of Mr. Slam, because in the case of such an emergency, he would just freeze me. Possibly combo me to death. When you're on top of vehicles like that, you sort of get stuck. It's happened many times because I keep driving over vehicles. And then you're just a hat for that car for like a long time. It feels like one of the ways that they tried to compensate for Collision being so busted in the first game. They made it so your hitboxes cannot possibly fuse together. So they're always trying to boot you back out, but they sort of overcompensate. They don't know which direction to boot you. So you just end up in stasis if you are directly on top of a vehicle. You're getting pushed in multiple different directions at the same time, since every direction is technically the correct way to boot you out. Early 3D gaming. Really the pinnacle of all game design. I said before that I always felt that this entire era of gaming produced very few actually good N64 games and no actually good PlayStation games. Obviously, the no good PlayStation games is a take that I fully rescind. That was inaccurate. I simply hadn't played enough PlayStation games. There are lots of very good PS1 games. But they are super janky. I love some good jank. But we're almost out of jank for the day. Tooth here. It's the last hypothetical threat that stands in our way. And at this rate, he won't be standing in our way much longer. As we all know, as soon as this big card dies, the game ends immediately. Surely nothing could be more climactic than what we're seeing right at this moment. See? Enemies toasted. That's the end of the game. But wait, what's this? There's something else in there. See how many specials it gives me. I should have 1, but it boosts me up to 2. I don't think I picked up anything during that last fight. We really bullied Darktooth. And this thing just doesn't have a lot of health. So it is not likely to get very far. But if it does, I have to reset the entire run. Just to give this some stakes. It didn't happen. We're all set. Now let's see. Minion's questionably canonical ending. Maybe it's more canonical than Outlaws, anyway.
Calypso, you are coming with me.
Minion, it's so good to see you again. Surely we can work out a deal?
You stole my powers, Calypso, 11 years ago, stripping me of my birthright. Now it is time to pay the price.
No, this is bad. Please, Minion. It gets scary down there.
Let's go, little Calypso man.
I want to raise my gun.
Time to rot in hell with your little sister.
Yeah, the little sister thing. Reference to that horrible comic book. The one actual in-game reference to that horrible comic book. Yeah, his sister was, like, extremely innocent. I don't know why she would go to hell. But she did. So, I mean, Minion said so. He's an expert on hell. It's fun to see Calypso humiliated like that. And, what's his name? Mel McMurrin really sells scared, pathetic Calypso. So that is what makes the ending. His Minion doesn't do much for it. But Minion is over for this week. We'll see him again next week and every week this month because he is playable in 4 different games. There are 4 Mondays, so it works out perfectly. And it's fun. It's fun to play as Minion. We're probably going to steamroll all these games. So really, the main event is going to end up being the bonus content. For today, we'll be playing some of a game that I wanted to add to last month's sequels to games I played before theme. But I couldn't because the theme was called 2 Month. And the game I wanted to revisit is not a 2. It's a sequel to Burnout 3 Takedown. It's called Burnout Revenge. No 2s anywhere to be seen. So we'll take a look at that for a little while. I got time to make up for this very short stream. They're pretty much all going to be short. Except for maybe Twisted Metal 4, because that's a super long game. Maybe Twisted Metal 4 will have a mirror match. In fact, yeah, I don't know if Twisted Metal 3 has a mirror match either, if you play as Minion. We'll find out. I'm pretty sure they both do. Only Twisted Metal 2 probably took into account the fact that Minion should not be fighting Minion. It goes against Ape Law. But coming up, Burnout Revenge, a game I like a lot. For now, obviously, Twisted Metal 2 is concluded. I'm gonna have to splice these videos together thanks to that OBS crash. But it won't be that big of an issue. Our job here is done. I am Fiendly, and I thank you for watching Twisted Monday.